As leader of the National Party fulfills a long-held ambition, an ambition he hopes will one day take him to the Lodge. But his career has been plagued by controversy, the latest involving the findings of the Cross Special Inquiry rejecting bribery allegations levelled by Mr Sinclair. The new National Party leader, however, shrugs off the controversy, saying he doesn't see it in the same light as others. David Turnbull spent a weekend down on the farm and found Mr Sinclair works hard at presenting a country boy image.
This is the side of Ian Sinclair he likes to project to the National Party faithful.
First time he's had the saddle on too, which doesn't kill him.
At home on the farm at Glen Clare outside Armidale in the New England, the suit and tie's abandoned and horses not politics is the conversation.
I might get on a quieter horse, do you think? Just hold him, David, I can't get that. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
But Ian Sinclair's background still makes him an unusual choice as leader of a party with its roots in the bush. Born and bred in Sydney, he was educated at Knox College and Sydney University, and he works hard to combat the tag of city slicker.
I guess that somebody who's spent now more than 20 years in politics finds it a little bit hard to completely identify myself with the land exclusively, because obviously I spend a lot of my time working behind a desk and working in Parliament. But I certainly love the bush. It's where my heart is. It's where my family would prefer to be.
It's really very pleasant to ride once you get on.
For Ian Sinclair, the road to political stardom started in November 1963 when he won the federal seat of New England. Then Country Party leader Black Jack McEwen recognised Sinclair as a future leader, but the city image left him short of votes in the ballot for the deputy's job in 1970, and he had to be content in Doug Anthony's shadow for the next 13 years.
Well, one of the characteristics of the National Party, which I certainly strongly believe, is that we're loyal and we stand by our mates. Now, Doug Anthony stood by me when I was being criticised, when I was being damned, and I certainly very happily stood by him.
Like Doug Anthony, Ian Sinclair is 54 this year. But today, while the boy from Murwillumbah turns his back on politics, Sinclair is stepping deeper into the fray. And the obvious question is why.
I like the cut and thrust of the Parliament. I believe very strongly in the Parliament. I also believe in Australia, and I'm appalled at the product of some of the policies that I see the Labor Party implementing in New South Wales federally. And the only way that I can see I can arrest those trends is by participating.
For Ian Sinclair, the rise to the top has come in spite of his background, not because of it. His name has been dragged through a forgery trial, the meat substitution scandal, the Asia dairy case, the travel allowances controversy, and only last week the Cross report branded Sinclair accusations of bribes in New South Wales as untrue. But he survived it all. How?
I don't see any of those things in the way that my political opponents would suggest, David. Indeed, as far as each of those instances are concerned, I've always treated them as being part of the political attack against me. And as part of the political attack, I've rejected them. So I don't regard them in any way as being matters which I need now answer for.
In 20 years, he's held 5 portfolios, from social services and primary industry to defence. In the Fraser years, he also wielded the power in Parliament itself as Leader of the House. And ambition is a linchpin in the Sinclair makeup.
I think anybody who enters politics certainly has a measure of ambition. I have been ambitious, yes.
Would you like to be Prime Minister?
Well, again, David, I don't think anybody who enters politics doesn't occasionally feel the keys of the Lodge jingling in his fob pocket. But I'm very happy to work alongside Andrew Peacock.
At work, he's the first into the office and the last to leave. But he loves the good life too, and frequently drinks into the early hours to unwind.
And I certainly find pleasure in being active rather than passive, and it's for that reason that I don't see anything unusual about being, as others seem to criticise me, looking to be the last man standing.
Personally, he's warm. The handshake is firm and the eye contact's there. But the lines in his face confirm the suspicion he works hard at his smile, at making an impression, as politicians must. And even after a few days, you wonder, is this Ian Sinclair the man or the politician? or is there any difference?
If you are a doer, you find that you're criticised, and I tend to have been a doer rather than a pacifist, just sitting on the backbench letting things happen and pass me by. I hope that I can be an effective representative of the Australian people, and that's my prime objective. But to describe me, frankly, I find it very hard, David.
A tough guy?
Oh, I wouldn't think so. No, I'm very soft in many things, very sentimental, very concerned about people issues.
Is Ian Sinclair trying to prove something to Ian Sinclair?
No, not at all. Ian Sinclair's quite happy with doing what he's doing at the moment.
Ian Sinclair down on the farm with David Turner.